This summer, if and when we find time, we really should spend like one day in the murder shed.
And just get some L brackets?
Yeah, get some L brackets. Just fix up some of the, neglect happening around here.
Yeah.
Like my mic being held up by my
lanyard.
Crime Con lanyard. That's hanging on a shelf that I can't imagine is any, like, it's
Sturdier.
Just drilled into drywall.
Yeah.
Like, there is no stud.
Yeah, for sure.
It might not even be a screw.
Listen,
might be a thumbtack.
It's true. Summer is coming, so we'll have so much time.
I feel like summer is here because it's hot in this shed already.
Summer is upon us.
It is.
It's hot as fuck.
Hot as fuck. Hot as fuck, boy. Can you imagine protesting in this weather?
No, thank you.
I would.
I would need an umbrella.
Are they under my umbrella? Ella, Ella, eh, eh, eh.
God damn!
Oh my God. Also, happy post-Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Hope you fathers had a glorious day.
Yeah, the best of days.
Filled with dick sucking and ball scratching and video game playing.
Whether you're giving or receiving.
Either one.
Mm-hmm.
Don't matter.
Mm-mm.
Whatever you need.
Mm-hmm.
It's your day.
Just hope you had a good time.
What's your goddamn errand?
Well, I am torn between... Today is my kid's last day of school.
Bum, 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 summer break.
And also, I got my results back from the fair that I entered, and your girl is not a blue ribbon bitch.
Okay, well, hold up. We're not going to let this go. I have an opinion.
Okay.
Because I went to that.
You did.
I have a lot of opinions. She fucking placed. First of all, she got honorable mention.
No, I got an honorable mention.
That's fourth.
I did not place.
That's fourth, bitch.
There were a couple honorable mentions.
That's okay. That's equally placed fourth.
Listen.
That's how honorable mentions work.
All right. I'm a purple ribbon bitch.
That's right.
It doesn't really count.
And it was the San Diego Fair.
County, baby.
The San Diego County Fair.
That's
Do you know how
area.
many fucking people placed? I had to walk around.
3.
No. I meant like fucking put their shit in. Whatever.
Oh,
participated.
Like, yes, first, second, and third.
Yeah, but there were also a lot of first, second, and thirds.
That's true, but there were different categories.
I know.
Okay, so listen, I learned for next year what to do differently, and next year is my year, ladies and gentlemen. I'm
getting
gonna
that
be
blue ribbon.
A blue
also,
ribbon bitch.
walking around, there was no rubric. We don't know how the judges chose things, and it was
true.
not based off of skill. I can tell you that. Not to hate. Listen, art is art, but like when you're judging crocheting, I want to see nice, even uniform stitches. I don't want to see some shit that looks like I fucking made it.
Tell me what
all
you
right?
want to see.
And you know who placed first? Somebody who looked like they had fucking just made something like that. It was cute. It was adorable, but it was nothing compared to your fucking honorable mention. Like the skill it took, and yours was way cuter and brighter and funner. So, more fun. I know. Fuck off. But I'm just saying.
I was in the wrong category.
I'm
and
just
who knew?
saying. You got robbed.
I got robbed.
I almost kicked over a case. I almost fucked up some old ladies for cutting you off. You gave me the look like, Stacey, don't do it. And I was like, I'm going to stab a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to stab a bitch. I don't care what age you are. Don't be rude.
They did.
Rude looks ugly on all ages.
Rude does look ugly.
And I have
Stacey
no problem letting you know.
walked up aggressively and said, "Did you just get cut?"
And they all looked at me because I knew the fucking answer was yes. And then you said no. And I was like, okay, I'll allow it.
I said, "No, I guess I was in the wrong line."
And I said,
where the line
you saw
be.
my brain working, right? I was standing next to you and I'm like, wrong fucking line. This is the line. And it went that way so we don't block the fucking door. Like, what is going on here?
Those words came out of your mouth.
And then, yeah, I probably was like, and I saw the look in your eye, like, please don't. And I was like, I'll spare you, but I want you to know the rage inside of me right now because right before that, too, we couldn't find your fucking other piece of art because you put 4 things in. And so I was already annoyed with the place. And I'm like, I need a rubric. This is stupid.
And all these little old ladies.
Oh, my God.
Fucking getting in the way, pushing their way through shit.
Listen, I love little old ladies. I'll wipe their butts all day long and listen to their stories. They're my favorite humans, but not bitchy old grumpy ones who just cut off a sweet innocent girl who just got honorable mention. Let her get her fucking ribbon.
Maybe they were first.
I don't give a fuck.
Place.
If they were first, I need to tell them their shit sucked. I need to let them know that they have your ribbon.
Which
like,
one?
I'm not fucking around. Maybe
You're gonna
you
need to turn
shouldn't
that
take
in.
me to these. You know? Maybe
No, I need you there.
maybe I
It's my
shouldn't.
muscle.
I was ready to find that lady and fix your shit in the case. Like, hey, man, the fucking egg's upside down and the homie should be standing. Like, what is going on?
Oh my God, they put it up so bad. Listen,
Yeah.
I learned what I need to do for next year
It was
differently.
a trial run, but still, you got fucking honorable mention, Mitch.
I did
you
get
got
honorable mention.
I was like walking around with royalty at the fair. This bitch had a ribbon blown in the breeze. I'm like, show that shit off. Let us see some sun.
Let it flap.
Yeah, let us see some sun and feel some air. It's been in an envelope this whole goddamn time.
It had, yeah.
I'm so fucking proud of you. The San Diego County Fair. You got a ribbon, bitch.
I got a ribbon.
There were so many pieces there.
There were a lot. There was a lot.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be proud and you should be honored. And also, the fucker who got third, sorry, you guys are all great. It's art, whatever. But somebody got third over you, and you were describing that I could literally make it. And when I saw it, I was like, I think I literally have tried making this before.
Made that?
Yeah. Like, it's just one string the whole way through. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, who's grading these? Where is the rubric? I have so many
know.
questions.
I don't know. I don't know who's grading them.
I
But
don't know either.
someday it'll be me.
It will be, and I'm gonna fucking be walking those halls to make sure you're not making stupid decisions. I will not stand for
This takes way less effort than that one.
Like, I would know. Do you want to hear my goddamn?
I do.
My real one, other
Yes.
than that fair one, which obviously emotionally should be my goddamn. Well, the other day, I was getting ready to go somewhere. I don't know. It's summer, bitch. And I didn't want to wear a bra, so I put my swimsuit on. Like, this will work. And then when I'm in the backyard, I'll take my shirt off and I'll get shit done. And I'm in my swimsuit and I can get a little tan. Exactly.
Did you get a sunburn?
But before that, no, actually, I've been with my skin. I don't know. The sun's different. It's not as hot as it used to be. Something's going on. I'm fine. I can be in the sun for a while, knock on wood. I had done that, but we had to go out first. Like, I was going somewhere beforehand, and then I was going to come back home. This is me just prepping for the day. Like, don't want to wear a bra. We're going to do that. And me and my little boy were about to walk out the front door, and I felt something tickle my titty.
Oh, no.
I felt something tickle my titty.
Oh, no.
And I kind of scratched it, like once, and I was like, ooh, it's crunchy.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
I opened my titty flap.
Uh-huh.
There was a fucking pincher bug on my tit. The biggest one you have ever seen in your
Was
whole
it
entire
alive?
life. Yeah.
Was he stuck on your tit?
He was on it. He was just hanging out like, what's up, girl? Like a little fucking titty jewelry.
His fucking pincher is just right around the nip.
I don't even know. I think
Ready
he
to get
pinched
him.
me because it hurt, and then I freaked out. I don't even know for sure, and I just, like I Scooby-Dooed my tit a lot and hoping that it would fall out, and then I lost it because I freaked the fuck out. Like, in your shirt,
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
have
it
to
was
undress.
a triangle bra, so it was like a trampoline when I did that. Like, I trampolined him off, so then he flung, and I screamed really loud, and my little boy instantly was terrified. Like, what's wrong?
I'll bet.
And I was like, oh my God, there was a pincher bug in my boob. Like, I just kept saying it over and over again. And I kept rubbing it because it felt like I could still feel it there, and it had pinched me or something because it kind of hurt.
You
And
have
then
to change your whole outfit. Like, he's on you somewhere.
Oh my God, he has to be.
Yeah.
You're not going to be pleased with the outcome of this.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, I saw him on the ground, and he was the biggest one I ever saw. And then I turned back to my child to be like, oh my God, Mommy had a pincher bug. I'm okay, because he's crying, right?
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
it's okay. It's right here. I'll show you. It's fine. Couldn't find him again. He
Oh,
was
God.
gone forever. He
Oh,
lives
God.
in my house now.
But he was on the ground at one point.
Yeah. He crawled under the shoe bucket or whatever. And I moved the shoe bucket, and he was gone. Like, he fucking Scooby-Dooed
in
out of
the
here
shoe
himself.
bucket now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The part you're going to hate me for is that I gathered my wits and I was like, well, there can't possibly be two. And then I left the house. And there weren't. I was fine. But all I kept thinking was, like, the swimsuit was hanging on the towel rack. And it's the only point of contact are the two little strings that go around, like, your neck. Like, I had to hang on like that. So that fucker had to crawl down there, and he must have been in, like, the little opening where you put the little titty cover in? He must have been in there and then, like, crawled
Get
out.
the fuck out of
new
here. That
fear
is
unlocked.
terrifying.
New fear unlocked.
Oh, I hate it.
Yuck.
Yuck,
Here
yuck,
you go. Yuck.
Gross.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, you want to talk about
Yeah, I
Mad World?
do. Yeah, I do.
Good.
I want nothing less.
I am going to tell you this week about Kenneka Jenkins. Leroy Jenkins.
All right.
You know
all
I
right.
had to do
Tell
it.
me about Kenneka.
Okay, so Kenneka Jenkins. She was born on May 27th, 1998, and she grew up on the west side of Chicago, Illinois. The one. She was raised primarily by her mother, Tereasa Martin.
Oh, Mother Teresa.
Yes. And Teresa described Kenneka as the heartbeat of their home, full of energy, laughter, and light.
Okay.
Kenneka was a young black woman navigating her teenage years in a city that often presented challenges, right? Chicago. Especially for black youth, trying to find safety and opportunity and a sense of belonging, right?
Okay.
She was one of 4 children, and she had 2 brothers and 1 sister, and she was especially close to her sister, and her name was Leonore.
Okay.
The two shared a deep bond, and they were seen together all the time. She grew up in the early 2000s during a time when Chicago's West Side was facing economic hardship, but her family stayed close and focused on lifting one another up. So they weren't into bad shit or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
They weren't causing a ruckus.
Scruff, McGruff, Chicago, Illinois. That's all I'm thinking right
Get
now.
it.
Sorry, it's still in my head.
Get it. People who knew Kenneka described her as bubbly, funny, and somebody who would light up a room just by walking into it. Foreshadowing.
Uh-oh.
I hope I walk into a room and it gets dimmer.
I never want to light up a room, I'll tell you that much.
She attended Richard T. Crane Medical Preparatory High School.
Okay. Wow, that sounds like a smart place to go.
I know, right?
Medical preparatory.
Like
She's like,
I
I'm going to be a
said.
nurse. I'm going to get started now.
That's right.
I'm
She
gonna
wasn't
be a
fucking around.
Bully. And then a nurse.
Exactly. So she graduated in 2016.
Okay.
While she was in school, she obviously expressed an interest in becoming a nurse or working in the medical field.
Yes.
Why else would you be there?
Right, right.
By 2017, Kenneka was preparing to start a new job at a rehabilitation center. It was probably in the medical field. Like, it wasn't specified, but not like a rehab for, like, drugs, but, like, rehab for medical. So, like, if you hurt yourself, like what you had to do for your fucking
physical
bunion.
therapy stuff.
Yeah. So, supporting patients in recovery.
Okay.
And it was a step that she was super excited about, and she saw as a meaningful move towards her dream of becoming a nurse.
Okay. Good.
So Kenneka's friends, they always saw her as very outgoing and loyal, and the kind of person that would always stand by the people that she cared about.
Okay. Yeah.
Kenneka was also known for being a goofball. She loved to laugh, joke around, and keep the energy light. And she had a gift for lifting other people's spirits. I feel like we're just describing you.
Aw,
How do you light up rooms?
Goofball Island.
Hey, y'all.
It's my favorite island.
Like many teens in the mid-2010s, she was active on social media, and she posted dance videos, selfie, group hangouts on platforms like Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Capturing daily life.
Not looking forward to my children getting on social media.
I'm actually a little afraid of it, too. And I was thinking, man, this is like something that you could follow forever. Like, we didn't get social media till almost college. Like,
yeah.
really college. I don't even think we had social. We had MySpace in high school. And
We had
even
MySpace,
that
but
was
it
like,
didn't count.
No, and it was like the end of senior year by the time we used it.
Yeah.
Anyway, her style was a big part of who she was, if you were looking at her social media or anything. She always kept her hair done, her nails fresh, and her outfits put together.
Girl, she's looking classy.
Right? And she loved fashion, and she took pride in how she presented herself.
Excellent.
She spent a lot of her free time with a close circle of friends, people who she trusted most. And as you can imagine, she was just a regular 19-year-old girl figuring out adulthood, chasing her goals, and building a future. Right?
Yeah.
In the weeks leading up to early September 2017, Kenneka had been feeling optimistic about her next chapter. She was looking forward to the new job and stepping into her independence and everything. So on Friday, September 8th, 2017, Kenneka told her mom that she was going to go out with friends to celebrate a new job.
Okay.
Kenneka was planning to hang out with her close-knit group of friends that she had known for years from her neighborhood. One of her best friends was Monifa Shelton, someone Kenneka often shared moments with on social media and who was known for being outgoing and lively. This is like her creme de la creme.
Her bestie.
Bestie, exactly. Irene Roberts was another friend in the group, known for her energetic personality and love of social media, often capturing moments with videos and photos. I don't know why I have to mention this. Like, obviously, they're all on social media.
Right, right.
Another friend, Shemaya Winder, was also part of this circle, and she was described as friendly and someone who enjoyed spending time with Kenneka and others. So all of these friends were the group that she was going to go hang out with that night.
Okay, to celebrate her new job.
Exactly.
Excellent.
That evening, Kenneka left home around 11:30 p.m., reportedly with plans to go bowling and grab a bite to eat.
It is too late.
It's fucking nighttime, but
I'm so old.
I know, right?
It's quite nearly tomorrow. We're not going out.
But she just graduated. Girl, I remember when I had my apartment, like when we first just graduated, I remember one time it was like 10 o'clock at night and we were getting ready to go out. And I was thinking, it's like the end of the night. Like, we only have 3 hours. I'm going to get there just about to have fun and we got to leave. But that was like normal for the group that we were going with. And it was like not our normal group. And I just remember thinking, like, what's the point?
Yeah. Why are we going to go do that?
I want to start at 6 o'clock when the bar opens.
Yeah. I want to enjoy my whole night.
I have a problem, though. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know.
So they're leaving 11:30 to go bowling and grab a bite to eat. But instead, she and her friends headed to Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois, which is a suburb that's about 20 minutes from Chicago.
Okay.
The party took place in room 926 at the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare, a room that had been booked using a fraudulent credit card by someone outside of Kenneka's immediate friend group.
Okay, so she's just going to a hotel party.
She going to a hotel party. But I'm not clear.
How do you get a fraudulent credit card, though? Don't they charge it, like, right there?
I don't fucking know.
We're going to keep your credit card on file.
Maybe they had, like, a false ID and shit, too. I mean, obviously, right? In order to be able to do it.
I guess.
I don't really know. But it's so weird to me, too. It's like, was this hotel party happening anyway? And then she was, like, going to go bowling. And she's like, oh, shoot, let's head over to the hotel party. Or was it like, we're throwing this because Kenneka is graduating and going to move on and all that stuff? I don't know. It's not clear to me.
All right.
So the group at the party included all of Kenneka's core friends that I named off, along with other teens and young adults from the neighborhood.
Okay.
So it wasn't just her core friends.
Okay.
Most of the attendees were somewhere between the ages of 18 and 21, and many had known each other through school, mutual friends, or growing up in the same area.
Yeah.
It wasn't a large or formally organized party, more of a casual get-together that grew in size as word spread through social media, right? We've all been to a hotel party.
Yeah, I was going to say, as most hotel parties do.
Exactly.
Until everyone bails.
Right, and then you're just sitting there with, like, the one other person. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, you can't go home because you're drunk, so...
I'm gonna leave.
Bye. Some of the other people present weren't as close to Kenneka personally, but they were connected through friends of friends of friends or mutual friends. So everybody essentially knew each other. There weren't, like, complete strangers there.
Yeah, but they might not have been besties.
Exactly. By 1 a.m. on Saturday, September 9th, 2017, videos from Snapchat and Facebook Live began circulating, showing the party in full swing, because everybody there uses social media.
Yeah.
One of the videos streamed live on Facebook was recorded by Irene Roberts, which is one of her core friends. Mm-hmm. Kenneka can be seen briefly in the background of some of these clips, though she doesn't appear to be the one filming or, like, a part, like, she's not the main focus of the video. It's just evidence that she was there hanging out. She wasn't doing anything weird. She wasn't drawing attention to herself. Just a normal person in the background.
You just see her there.
Mm-hmm. Partygoers later reported that Kenneka had been drinking alcohol at the hotel party. Scandalous.
Shocker. She's only 19.
Scandalous. Who didn't? Some accounts from those present suggest that she may have taken a pill also while she was there, possibly a painkiller or something, but we don't really know for sure.
Okay.
Friends noted that she had begun to appear visibly intoxicated, so she was stumbling, swaying, and having difficulty keeping her balance. Aww. According to reports, Kenneka was seen laughing and having fun earlier in the night, but eventually became quiet and withdrawn as the hours went on. I'm like, that sounds like you got high.
Yeah, it just sounds like you want to go to bed now. It's winding down.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be home.
Yeah, like, I'm done drinking now.
Uh-huh.
I want to go home.
Yeah.
One friend said that Kenneka looked like she, quote, wasn't herself and seemed, quote, out of it.
Yeah.
Though others claim that she was just drunk and needed to rest.
I mean, those are probably the same thing.
I know, right?
Like, you're not yourself if you're drunk and
But I guess if I were with you and saw you acting super drunk or something, and I had known that that was, like...
what you were doing.
You didn't have that much to drink. Like, this is out of character. Then I would be like, there's something different. But then if there were other people at the party who didn't know you and didn't know, like, I had been with you during the day, right? Like, we just went bowling or whatever, and we're going here. If they didn't know, then they might just be like, yeah, she's drunk.
That's true.
Where, like, as your bestie, I'd be like, no, she looks drunk to you, but this is weird. Like, she doesn't normally do this.
She's only had whatever. Yeah.
Right. Like, maybe it was that pill or whatever you took.
Yeah,
so,
makes sense.
Her friends seeing all of this, they decided that around 3 a.m. it was time for her to go home. So, like, she's not doing well. We need to get her out of here. So, according to Kenneka's friends, they took her phone and her car keys to keep her from driving under the influence, right? It's 3 a.m. They're like, we got to go. Give me your phone. Give me your keys. You're not allowed to drive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were planning to walk her to the lobby and bring her home safely.
Okay.
As they left the hotel room, they claimed that Kenneka was walking behind them, but at some point she stopped or slowed down. And the girls said that they had to go back to the room either to retrieve Kenneka's belongings or possibly to get another friend. It's not clear why they had to go back to the room. Mm-hmm. So then they go in the room, and when they came back out, Kenneka was gone.
Okay.
So I don't know if she was missing as they were walking and they turned around and they were like, we got to go back to the room. Where's Kenneka? And then they came back out and they were like, no, really, where's Kenneka? Or if it was like she was with them and then they went back in the room and left her outside.
Okay.
And then when they came back out, she was gone. Either which way, her friends lost her.
Yeah.
During
and they had
shuffle.
her keys and stuff.
And they had her keys and they had her phone.
Uh-oh. That sounds suspicious.
Now, like I was getting at, there's slight variations in their accounts. Some say that she was left alone for just a couple of minutes, while others suggest that it may have been a while. Like, I mean, especially if everybody's drinking. How do you know, right?
Right.
How can
and you're
you
just going right back in for a second, and you get caught up in a conversation, and all of a sudden you're playing a game of beer pong.
Don't we know? Don't we know how that goes?
For an hour. Yeah.
Don't we know how that one goes? Exactly.
Literally, I come over here to drop something off for you, and I'm like, how did the entire day go by?
It's every time we record, too. We're like, we're going to bang out 5 episodes, and then we get one done because we spend 6 hours talking beforehand. Yep. It's a problem, and I'm for it.
Yeah, but I get where they're coming from.
Exactly. But where you don't get where they're coming from is that instead of immediately contacting the hotel staff, they reportedly searched some hallways and nearby floors trying to find her themselves, calling out her name and everything.
No, I still get that. I'm on board.
Okay, wait. Just wait.
Okay.
Then around 4:30 a.m. on Saturday, September 9th, one of Kenneka's friends, likely Monifa, her best friend, called Tereasa, Kenneka's mom.
Tereasa, yep.
To say they couldn't find Kenneka and that she had somehow wandered off inside the hotel.
This is the next morning?
This is at 4:30, so it's like an hour and a half after they lost her. So instead of being like, hey, hotel staff, let's help, or anybody at the party.
They called her mom, and they were like, we can't find her?
Yeah, we tried looking for her, and we can't find her, but we have all of her stuff. But they had left her. Like, we left the hotel. We can't find her. Hey, Mama Tereasa,
just
we can't find your daughter.
Your baby girl is out there somewhere without any information or things on her, or way to get home, or
did you ask the hotel staff? Nah. Did you tell anybody? Nah. She's just gone. We can't find her. But we have her phone and we have her keys.
Okay.
Actually, I think they had her car, too. Like, they took her car because Kenneka's the one who drove them. So they took her car and left her there without anything.
Jesus.
These are her friends.
Find her and just left her?
These are her friends, okay?
Uh-oh.
They did. So, Tereasa says that they told her that they had been about to leave and had gone back into the room briefly. And when they came back out, Kenneka had vanished. So that's the version the mom got, right?
Yeah.
The friends claimed that they searched for her on their own for a while inside the hotel, but they didn't notify security staff or anything right away. According to Tereasa, the girls had also taken her phone, which they brought back to Tereasa, and this obviously raised flags for her mom. Her mom was like,
why do you have all of her belongings and
exactly.
not her? Yeah.
And like I said, Kenneka was very well put together. She was on social media a lot. Like, a phone was not something that she would let anybody take. Like, that was her phone. Just like any of us, right? Like, that is my personal device. You will not touch it.
Even if I'm drunk, it'll just put it in my pocket.
Well, if you're drunk, that's the biggest time I'll be like, don't touch my shit! Like, I'm fucking psycho. Yeah. So she was obviously very attached to her phone, like most teens, and she would not willingly leave it.
Yeah.
So that was suspicious to her mom right away. And then also everything we talked about, like, why are your friends leaving with your car?
Yeah.
Now, Tereasa questioned why they would leave the hotel without finding her first, and why they didn't stay behind to continue looking for her or alert authorities or hotel staff.
Yeah, or anyone else.
Right.
Now your friend is missing.
Right. So
missing and drunk.
Immediately,
vulnerable.
She was like, something's weird here. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So since she felt that the situation was too casual from the girls' side and they weren't reacting with like urgency or anything, she followed her gut, and which was telling her something wasn't right. And Tereasa went to the hotel herself.
Okay.
To go look for Kenneka.
At 4:30 in the fucking morning.
At 4:30 in the fucking morning. Now, she said that the girls seemed nervous on the phone and very inconsistent in their stories. And that made her feel that they weren't being completely truthful and that they were possibly withholding details. Like, maybe something happened and they didn't want to admit it or whatever, but it was enough of a gut instinct that she knew she had to drop everything and go to the hotel.
Okay.
When she arrived at the Crown Plaza Hotel, it was 5:30 in the morning. So she's been missing since 3, right? So it's 2.5 hours later. She asked the hotel staff to help her locate her daughter and requested to see surveillance footage. The hotel staff refused to show her the footage.
Why?
I don't know. They said that it was policy that surveillance could only be reviewed if there was a formal missing persons report filed with the police.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is right? I mean, come on, man. Like, just go back there really quick. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah.
Like, that's weird.
Like, you go look at it then and just tell me if she went into a room, if
Did
someone
you see
took her,
her?
did she pass out, did
Yeah.
someone pick her up?
Is there any evidence of where I should be looking next?
Yeah.
Right?
Did she wander into the parking lot?
They fucking refused, like assholes.
Wow.
And so she was really frustrated, and she
Obviously.
was fearing that time was being wasted, so she began searching the hotel herself.
Yeah, knocking on all the doors.
Exactly. She walked up and down the hallways, she checked all the stairwells, she was asking people if they had seen Kenneka, everything. Hotel security continued to deny her access, and the staff told her that there was nothing they could do without a police report.
Oh my God.
So,
Get the police here.
Get the fucking police. That's exactly what she did. So Tereasa called 911, and she was told that she had to wait several more hours
Hate it.
before she could file a report because Kenneka was legally an adult and had only been missing for a short period of time.
Yeah.
The fuck, yo? Like, these are all suspicious circumstances.
Yeah.
Let's start it now.
Yeah. And if her
And this is
friends
in
are calling her
2017.
mom, yeah. It's not like she is off, I don't know, gallivanting with some boy or something.
Right. Well, to me, this just shows, like, and I think this is actually 100% a core theme that follows this whole story. And this story got a lot of attention because it, just highlights how
Lackadaisical the police are and everyone is.
About Black women, like how it's not an urgency to find, like,
missing people.
Nobody reacted, but if this was a blonde chick, blue-eyed,
had this been
whatever,
a little Gabby Petito or whatever,
right. So
then
it's got a lot
everyone
of
is
publicity
up in arms about the little blonde girl missing.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But a beautiful Black girl, and they're just like, you gotta have a police report. And then when she calls the police, they're like, she hasn't been missing long enough. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the
Just
actual
help.
fuck?
It's a mom looking for their daughter who was obviously
A beautiful
inebriated.
19-year-old running around here at a
Yeah.
hotel. We don't think somebody's got her somewhere.
Right.
Doing some nefarious shit.
There's a lot of rooms here. Maybe
Remember how we talked about that on the last episode? We're at a building full of second locations.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. The fuck, people. So despite the lack of official help, Tereasa refused to leave the hotel, and she stayed there, demanding answers and continuing to search every floor she could access. She also got family members to rally behind her and other friends, and they came to the hotel and started searching for her also. Without police, without security, whatever. They're like, okay, cool.
Well, this is her last known location.
Yep, exactly. Tereasa obviously felt dismissed and ignored by the hotel staff and law enforcement during those crucial early hours, which only deepened her suspicion that something wasn't right.
Yeah.
Because this is all too weird. Like, why are her friends taking all her shit? Why isn't the hotel staff helping me? Why don't the police give a fuck? Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
After repeated attempts to get help, Tereasa was finally able to file a formal missing persons report with the Rosemont Police Department around 1:15 p.m. on Saturday, September 9th. Okay. So this was 10 hours after Kenneka was last seen by her friends. Mm-hmm. The delay was largely due to two factors. One, Kenneka was 19 years old, making her a legal adult, so the police initially treated it as like she had voluntarily left.
Yeah.
And authorities often have informal waiting periods before treating adult disappearances as emergencies unless there's signs of foul play.
Informal waiting period. Okay, well, it's
exactly.
Informal, so...
Exactly.
Just
like,
do it
it's
for me,
not
please.
even legit in the books. It's just like,
Right.
we don't like to look yet.
Yeah.
And obviously this is something that Tereasa deeply disagreed with given the circumstances.
Yeah.
And you're going to be really mad when you find out. So,
Oh, no.
Tereasa and her family had been at the hotel for hours, begging staff and police to begin a full search or check surveillance footage.
How could you be one of those staff and not be interested too, though? Like, I would have been like, let me go see. I'll tell you what hallway she went down.
That's what makes me think that, like, somebody knows something and they don't want to look yet.
Like, got to get them out of there first?
Or, like, if I knew something and maybe I wasn't guilty, but I knew something and my friend was guilty or something, and maybe I just try to...
Like, Johnny
Ignore
works the
it.
front desk,
Yeah,
and,
like,
sometimes he dilly-dallies with
policy.
stray passengers.
Yeah, I don't know. Either that or if Tereasa came in screaming so hot and then, like, pissed off the person behind the desk,
Sure.
But
possibly.
even then, I would look past that, but I don't know if other people would,
I would look past it because I would be more interested in finding
The person,
who
yeah.
has just gone missing and their mom is looking for him. And I have the answer
right here.
there.
I know. That's why this is all weird.
Yeah.
Right?
I
And
would go look just for myself,
Yeah.
to be like,
Yeah.
oh, look.
I don't
looks
know.
like she's
I don't
over there.
have the answers as to why, other than they just kept citing their informal policy or whatever. Or I guess the hotel was a real policy of like, we don't do it unless police are looking. But to your point, or there's a police report. But to your point, it's like, go look and tell me.
Yeah.
She was in that hallway and she went left.
Yeah, you don't have to show me.
Right.
I guess.
Right.
But could you tell me if she's still in the building?
Yeah. I wonder if it was like locked. You know how like when we worked at the
Yeah.
smoothie shop, we
Yeah.
didn't have access to it, but the manager
Yeah.
did or
But then
whatever.
you can call the manager.
I know.
They
Get your
have
ass down here. There's somebody missing on your property.
night managers. Yeah, exactly.
So her family's there searching, her family and friends. They keep asking, and the hotel staff keeps saying that they can't show them the surveillance footage and they can't review it.
Mm-hmm.
And despite the report being filed just after 1 p.m., there was still no immediate search conducted at the hotel. Hotel staff and police did not begin reviewing the surveillance video or actively looking for Kenneka until around 10 p.m. that night.
Jesus. Why?
I don't know.
They're just like, she'll come back. She'll come
She
back.
got-
Oh, shit, she didn't.
the police were at 1 p.m. were like, yeah, this is bad enough. And the hotel was like, no, not till 10 p.m. That's what made me think, like, maybe somebody has a key and they weren't coming in until a certain time.
Maybe.
I don't know the reasoning, but it's still not justice enough.
No, right.
So it wasn't until 10 p.m., which is 19 hours after Kenneka was last seen, an employee at the hotel finally began reviewing the hotel's surveillance footage. The footage showed Kenneka staggering alone through the hotel's lower-level hallways in an apparently disoriented state, bumping into walls. She was clearly impaired. At one point, the footage captured Kenneka entering the hotel's kitchen area, which was part of a restricted section of the hotel because it was under renovation. And it wasn't...
And it's the kitchen area.
I know, but it was, like, not meant for guests.
I don't think it normally is.
I know, exactly, right? But I think it was also, from what I understand in all of this, is it was, like, a restaurant that used to be a restaurant but now is closed.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of, like
the continental breakfast area.
Right.
Like redoing the carpets.
Exactly. Like that little cafe that you go get breakfast at or whatever. Like one of those. Okay?
Okay.
But it wasn't meant for guest access, but she was wandering around there. That part of the hotel, including the kitchen and freezer, was not actively in use and minimal lighting and had no staff present. Like, so it's not like it's lit up and bright. It's like dark and dingy and like creepy.
And she was like, I'm going
to wander over here while I'm impaired.
Yeah.
After reviewing the footage, the hotel staff and police conducted a more focused search of the area Kenneka had been seen walking towards. So she was in the kitchen area, but there was no other footage. Like, you couldn't see it. Like, you could see hallways. This hotel had, like, cameras everywhere, but some of them weren't working always, right? And some hallways you could see things. You had to piece it together, basically. It wasn't like a streamline of constant footage of what Kenneka's doing.
Sure.
And her, like, you see her go to the kitchen area, and that's all you see. No more, right?
Okay.
So just after midnight on Sunday, September 10th, Kenneka's body was discovered inside the walk-in freezer located in the same unused kitchen area. What? An employee helping search for her discovered a cooler door leading to the freezer was slightly ajar, and it made them check the freezer.
What the fuck? The door was open?
Yeah, but... like, you walk into a cooler, and then there's another door for a freezer.
Okay.
That's how I interpreted it. Now, am I clear? No, I haven't seen pictures. Do I have any experience with walk-in freezers or refrigerators? I think I have none.
Minimal.
I think I have none.
Oh.
Do we have any? Do you?
Just from, like, Papa John's, going to visit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay,
like
see,
kind of
I never worked at anything like that. Okay. So, anyway, that's how this was described. So, the door to the cooler area was slightly ajar.
Okay.
And then that made them go check the freezer.
Okay.
And they discovered Kenneka laying on her side, and it's kind of like a fetal position, sort of. It just kind of looked like she, like, flopped down on her side to me.
Okay.
And she had one shoe on and one shoe off.
Okay.
And there was a little cut on her foot with the shoe off.
Okay.
The freezer was on and running. Even though it wasn't being used for food storage. Like, that part of the area was off limits or whatever, but it was on and running.
Well, you probably don't want to turn it off, you know? Like, got to keep it regulated. It's probably easier to keep it on throughout versus turning it off and then turning it back on to get it all cold again, right? Like, if you're going to have, like, construction or whatever.
I find it weird because while I don't know how long this had been shut down or anything, it had been long enough that maintenance was no longer being done on anything in the kitchen. So, like, when security's making their rounds or whatever, they're not doing it there.
Yeah. Like, nobody's going back
there.
Yeah.
So that makes me think, like, why are you wasting electricity?
That's fair,
freezing something you don't need to freeze.
Yeah. But is it easy to turn on and off?
I don't know. I have no walk-in freezer experience.
Yeah. Actually, like I said, minimal. I don't know how it works. They're don't close the door.
I was going to say, I would like to change my vote. I have minimal also because I have been to a liquor store in, like, Colorado, where they all are walk-in.
Yeah, just let you go back there and you're like, Jesus.
Yeah. Where it's like a beer cave.
Yeah.
Okay, so the freezer's on and running, even though nobody's using that part of the hotel. And the door was open, but freezers have alarms on them for, like, if they're left open, and no alarm ever went off.
Okay.
So there's no alarms that were triggered or anything. Super weird. Authorities quickly rule out any immediate signs of foul play based on how they're finding her. And they state that there's no visible injuries on her. The foot injury, but okay. No visible injuries on her, and the door to the freezer could be open from the inside.
Okay. But she was also drunk. I've had trouble opening bedroom doors when I'm drunk.
Well, and this whole point is, like, heavily debated if you could open it from the inside. Yeah. But the police are like, meh.
Like, you could if you knew how. If you knew that this lever that goes straight down, you had to pull from the bottom up and to a fucking 90-degree angle and then push it.
And out, sure.
But a drunk person who's never operated.
Been in a freezer before. Yeah. I don't know.
Might not be able to. I don't know if I'd make it out, you know?
I don't know if I would either. And it's really weird to me that she had one shoe on and one shoe off inside the freezer. So it's not like she carried her shoe with her.
But I don't know. A drunk person, like, were they easy fall off shoes? Were they pumps? You know, like,
they were like tennis shoes, like Adidas or something. Which is weird because I'm like, if she was so put together and worried about her outfit and stuff, like, everything looked nice. Like, she looked fresh. Like, even her toenails were all cute.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. Like, I would think, like, I wouldn't be shocked by me not having my shoes on at the end of the night.
Right.
But I'm, like, gruff, ratty, street, scrappy. I'm like a scrap cat.
The bottom of her other foot that was in a shoe the whole time is also dark.
Right. It's also dirty and Walmart toes. Yeah. No, she looked very nice. Like, I could see, I don't know her, obviously, but I would imagine if she didn't have a shoe on, she wouldn't want to walk around, right? Like, ew, that's gross.
Yeah. Especially in a hotel.
Personal
in the
opinion.
Area.
I don't know if that's true. Right. Yeah. I find it weird.
Yeah. But if they're also, like, tie shoes, that's a little different. Like, it must have come off in a certain kind of way, either intentionally or through a struggle or something. Right. I was thinking, like, a heel that, like, slips off, if you're drunk.
This is like a tennis shoe. But also, then I was thinking, what if you're, like, cranking on the, like, I'm going to stomp on the door handle to try to get out, and your shoe flips off, and you're so drunk you just fall to the ground, and maybe that's how she cut her foot? I don't know. I'm literally spitballing ideas here.
All right.
So, Kenneka was pronounced dead at the scene, and her body was transported for autopsy.
That's fucking awful.
That's so awful.
Okay. That poor mom.
Tereasa was obviously devastated.
That poor mom.
This is why I told you you're going to be so mad.
They could have found her.
She was there at 5:30. She was there at 5:30.
She was there just an hour, 2 hours later.
She would have survived. She would have been fine. They could have found her.
That's so fucked up.
And they wouldn't review it. They wouldn't look at the footage. They wouldn't help her. Instead, they were just like, she's allowed to be missing. You could have helped this woman. All right.
That's so fucked up. I hope they know that someone died.
And her fucking friends,
because of them.
Her fucking friends, too. Teresa's obviously devastated, right?
Yeah,
and
obviously.
She demanded a thorough investigation to how her daughter ended up there. Because from Teresa's standpoint, she's like, I understand that my daughter was intoxicated, but also, how did she get so intoxicated?
Yeah.
Why is there all the shady behavior behind her friends leaving? Why didn't the hotel staff help me? Like, is there something nefarious happening here? And she thinks there is, because there's too many
coincidences,
red flags.
Yeah.
So she's demanding a thorough investigation.
As she should.
Exactly. So the freezer, I've mentioned some of this, but I'm just going to go ahead and go through it. Mm-hmm. The freezer was indeed operational at the time Kenneka entered it, even though the kitchen area it was located in was not actively in use for the hotel food service or anything. The Crowne Plaza Hotel had that kitchen area listed as closed off or an unused section and reported it as under renovation. But for reasons never clarified, the appliances, including the freezer, were left plugged in and running. According to police reports and statements from the hotel staff, the freezer wasn't being used to store any food or anything, but it was still cold and functional and capable of reaching below freezing temperatures. The freezer was described as a double freezer setup, like I said. Kenneka would have had to go through a cooler area first and then into a second door of the actual freezer chamber where her body was found. According to the reports from the Rosemont police investigation, the freezer did not have a functioning door alarm. It had an alarm on it, but it was not functioning. So that cooler door being left open
should have
set an alarm off.
Okay.
But it wasn't functioning. And since the freezer was located in a closed off area, there were no staff or anything looking there. So even if it did have an alarm, it's not likely that anybody would have heard it. Other than maybe her mom would have heard it, like walking around and shit. But okay. The Crowne Plaza Hotel confirmed that the freezer was part of a leased restaurant space inside the hotel, and it was formerly operated by a restaurant called Murray Brothers Caddy Shack.
Okay.
And it was not intended for guest access. Since it was in a space that was supposed to be unused or under renovation, maintenance on the safety systems, like the alarm, had been neglected. So, there you go. This became a major point of criticism in the aftermath, that a running, unmonitored freezer with no working alarm was left accessible in a building where parties were known to be happening.
Right. It sounds like they knew that there was underage drinking going on at this place. If you have you remember
what a
having
liability.
hotel parties. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if that's why they wouldn't look. But I feel like if you look, then you're like way less suspicious.
Right.
Surveillance footage from the Crowne Plaza Rosemont Hotel was eventually released to the public and analyzed frame by frame by both investigators and yours truly, us online communities.
Sleuths.
I didn't look at it, but the online sleuths. Everybody broke this thing apart. And when I was doing my research, there were so many things about look at the footage here. There's a white square. It looks like they edited it out.
Okay.
The footage. She is never seen re-entering the party room.
Mm-hmm.
Or interacting with hotel staff or guests or anything once she leaves the 9th floor room. There's no footage showing anyone else leading or following her into the lower kitchen level or anything like that. At least not any publicly released clips, okay? Like I was saying, the critics, including Kenneka's family, they question whether all the footage has been released because they've been very secretive about it and have only released parts of it. And like I said, it's already pretty glitchy and we only can see parts of it. So Kenneka's family and online people are questioning what order was this put in? There's dates missing off of some of these. How do I know? Or timestamps. How do I know that this happened at that time? We're only allowed to see what they give us.
Yeah.
And if you can manipulate anything to look a certain kind of way if you want to. Not saying that's what happened, but they have a valid reason to question this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Enough circumstantial evidence, red flags, to be like, I don't trust you. But honestly, when you look at it, it's kind of like, she probably just wandered there. But who knows, right? So, I don't think I need to mention this, but there was no camera inside the freezer. Yeah. And there was no footage of her walking into the freezer. You just see her wandering around the kitchen area. That's all you see. I don't know when or what. I haven't actually watched any of the footage. So.
But allegedly no one else is with her?
Right. Allegedly no one's with her. No one's following her. She's all by herself.
Mm-hmm.
Some clips were released without timestamps, like I said, and others appeared choppy or abruptly cut. And this fueled the speculation that the footage had been tampered with or compromised or incomplete or something. Tereasa expressed a deep mistrust in the footage, saying that it felt staged and it didn't make sense in the context with her daughter's behaviors and instincts. Something was off. Seeing her in that. Remember the whole Elisa Lam thing?
Yeah,
the girl that was found on top of the Cecil Hotel in the water tank?
Where she was looking out through the elevator like someone was following her and stuff.
Right. I didn't get the sense that that's what was happening, that she felt like she was being followed or anything, but... Again, it makes me think, people are always this isn't like their behavior. So, what happened? Mm-hmm. What happened to her?
Yeah, to make
what
her...
made Kenneka...
Well, and to make her wander away from her friends.
Right.
With no one else around.
Yeah.
You would think that she
you have to be very disoriented. How did you get that disoriented?
Right.
So... Despite the available footage, many questions remain, like how did Kenneka find the kitchen? Why was the freezer on? Why didn't anyone stop her or notice? And how could more have been done to prevent her death? Mm-hmm. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, they released Kenneka's autopsy report on October 6th, 2017. So that's a month after she was discovered. Mm-hmm. The official... why did it take so long?
Yeah.
Weird. The official cause of death was ruled accidental hypothermia, meaning she died from exposure to the cold inside the walk-in freezer. Mm-hmm. The autopsy noticed the presence of alcohol and topiramate.
What is that?
It's an anti-seizure medication.
Did she have seizures?
No. And this is what they find in her system, right?
Okay.
Topiramate.
Yeah, what does that do?
Well, it wasn't prescribed to her, which obviously raised immediate questions about how it got into her body. Mm-hmm. The combination of alcohol and topiramate can cause disorientation, confusion, and impaired coordination, which may have contributed to her becoming lost and unable to exit the freezer like we're talking about.
Yeah.
As of the public records and police documents, none of Kenneka's friends were confirmed to have prescribed a prescription or anything for topiramate.
Okay.
And no one admitted to giving it to her. And I don't think anybody had fucking seizures or anything.
Yeah. Is it something that would be fun to take?
Well, I mean, if you take it with alcohol and it causes disorientation, it might be used recreationally. I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
Nothing ever popped up that it does get used that way. But, if you know it and you're how, the Ambien thing used to be a thing? Pop a fucking sleeping pill and try to stay awake.
Yeah, sure.
People do stupid shit, so maybe. Or if you have it and you know that reaction and you want to drug somebody, you could drop a pill into something.
I guess, yeah.
Or offer them a pill and then manipulate them in some way. Okay, but the topiramate is most commonly used for seizure disorders like epilepsy. Mm-hmm. It also helps with migraine prevention. It's occasionally used for bipolar disorders or weight loss, but that's off-label and very rarely used that way.
Okay.
Kenneka's family and many online investigators question why it was in her system at all, especially since it wasn't prescribed to her and none of her belongings or anything contained it. So there was no evidence of where this medicine came from.
When did she take that? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But we did have accounts of somebody saying she might have taken a pill at the party. Mm-hmm. And then if she showed up fine, took the pill, an hour later starts getting really disoriented. Maybe somebody said it was something else, or maybe they said, hey, take this, it'll make it more fun. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever they might have said.
Exactly. So police never identified the definitive source for the drug, which has fueled speculation about whether it was either an accidental ingestion, like somebody slipped it into her drink, or taken recreationally to heighten her drunk or something. Her blood alcohol concentration was measured at 0.112 above the legal driving limit, which is crazy if she drove here. Like, why would she purposely get that intoxicated if she drove?
Well, I mean, she might not have been planning to leave until
the morning
later.
Like
or the morning or whatever. Maybe. Or have one of the other girls drive and, like, you drove, but you're not messed up, so.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, they obviously felt comfortable driving her car.
They sure shit did, didn't they? God damn. Leave it there for her, man. Give her a place to crash at least. Like, what the fuck? Like I said, okay, her blood alcohol was 0.112, and it was probably higher because they didn't test her until fucking so much later, right? And who knows how long she was alive for in there. I don't know what time of death they stamped.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't write it.
Oh.
So, I mean, based off of this calculation and her body weight and everything, this would mean that she likely had 4 to 5 drinks in an hour time span for someone of her stature to have that blood alcohol content. So she got there and just started pounding drinks, evidently.
Or shots, yeah.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 shots, oh goddamn.
In an hour. I mean, one every 15
I'm not as young
minutes
as I used to be.
No, but I think that doesn't seem unreasonable. It seems excessive, but it seems like some shit a 19, 20-year-old would do.
Like a normal party. You're right. Okay, so.
Girl.
I know. But I would die now.
Oh, now, for sure. But
like, no wonder she ended up in the freezer. I'm kidding. That was a terrible joke.
That's a terrible joke.
Yeah,
we used to be troopers in that way.
Yeah. There were no signs of physical trauma, sexual assault, or struggle, according to the official report. Although I'm like, what's up with that thing on her foot? What do you mean? No, that's trauma. That, to me, if you find me dead and I have a tiny scratch, that's evidence. Tell me how does that happen?
Do you see how many bruises and cuts are all over my legs right now?
I will need to know where every one of them is and how long ago they occurred. And if they were in the last 24 hours, I want to know how they got there. I would run a mean detective ship.
Mean detective ship. Look at this shit.
I know. I got them too. Okay, so a few small abrasions and a cut on her foot were mentioned in the report and everything, but those were possibly caused by bumping into equipment or walking without shoes. I'm like, did she have her shoes on in the security footage? I have questions.
Yeah, I have that question too. Like, walking towards the kitchen area, did she have both of her shoes on? Was she carrying one? Did it, like, somehow come off?
I'm gonna have to go watch the footage. I think I looked and I couldn't find anything, and then I forgot to go watch the footage. Like, I ran out of time. But yeah, I don't know. For me to be drunk and lose a shoe, if the shoe is still with me, I just lost that shoe.
Yeah, it's very recent.
So I think she lost it in the freezer, but that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And I would think she lost it trying to get the fuck out.
Yeah, trying to kick the door down or do something.
Yeah, or you take it off and you're just exasperated, like hitting, like,
yeah.
Why, God? And you're hitting your shoe on the door. I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah.
You're drunk.
Yeah.
The Jenkins family and many supporters remain deeply unsatisfied with the ruling that this was an accidental death.
Yeah.
And they argued that the circumstances didn't make sense. Like, why would she enter a dark, unused freezer alone, even in a disoriented state? That sounds kind of difficult, so it's weird. The autopsy didn't explain how she
could have been looking for a bathroom or something.
Maybe, yeah. And she's like, where's the light switch? And the door shut. And she's like, fuck. Mm-hmm. Was there piss anywhere? I have questions. The autopsy report didn't explain how she accessed the restricted kitchen area without assistance. I don't know why it would be hard to access. I don't know if she just had to slip under a rope.
Right, or those caution tape things.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Her behavior on the surveillance video didn't exactly align with somebody acting purely under the influence, raising questions of possible foul play, coercion, or neglect or something. Like we said, she wasn't, like, running from anybody. She looked drunk, but it's not clear what she was doing, just totally disoriented.
Yeah.
Tereasa repeatedly stated that she did not accept the accidental ruling and demanded more transparency around the toxicology, the surveillance footage, and the hotel protocols. The public reaction, especially online, was intense and emotional, and the case sparked a wave of activism, social media deep dives, and hashtags like #JusticeForKenneka as people around the world questioned the findings and call for accountability.
Yeah.
Many people, particularly young Black women, felt a personal connection to Kenneka's story. Girl, same. I'm white, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we've all been at a hotel party too drunk.
Oh my God, who knew that was an option?
Yeah.
Her case was seen as symbolic of how easily Black women's lives can be dismissed or mishandled by institutions. Like, you're just dismissed. Like, it's not even a real problem.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Fuck, man.
That's fucking awful.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I want to punch I'm so proud of her mom. I want to punch every worker in the face. Like, what do you mean you can't review the surveillance footage? Nobody stood around making them feel dumb enough to make them do it.
Right. Yeah. Call your boss. You need a key? Call your boss then.
Do you need help? I'm going to walk back there. You're going to have to call the cops, and they're going to have to come here anyway, and you're going to have another situation on your hands.
Right. You need a police report. We could make one.
Oh, fucking make one right now. My God. Nothing worse than a white chick with an attitude, huh? Fucking call me Karen. Jesus Christ.
See, that was the problem. She was Mother Teresa.
I know.
She was kind.
Oh, I bet she came in hot, though.
She probably
and I'm
did.
sure that painted a different kind of picture that is a stereotype that then points you in a corner where somebody might not want to cooperate.
That's fucked
which
up,
is
though.
fucked up.
No.
I don't know, though. That's me putting my own flair on what I think happened. Okay?
Yeah.
So the footage released by the police was confusing to many viewers. People scrutinized every frame, looking for inconsistencies, missed details, and all that shit, which further fueled the speculation that this was a cover-up of some kind or something more nefarious was going on. Hundreds of people attended protest outside the Crowne Plaza Hotel in the days following Kenneka's death.
Wow.
They were demanding accountability, transparency, and justice. Tereasa quickly became a vocal advocate for her daughter. She questioned the police timeline, hotel policies, and her daughter's treatment from the very start. She was very vocal about it. Never let anybody think she was like, yeah, we're working with the police. She's like, all these fuckers suck, and everybody needs to know this suck. And this just isn't a problem for my daughter. This is a problem for all Black women across America.
Yeah.
She gave press interviews, she led marches, and publicly expressed her doubts about the investigation, especially the idea that Kenneka had wandered into the freezer alone without anybody noticing. She's like, that's fucking weird. I don't think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Tereasa repeatedly said that hotel staff and police were too slow to respond, and if they had acted sooner, her daughter might have been saved, right? Like what we talked about.
Yeah.
In December 2018, more than a year after Kenneka's death, Tereasa filed a $50 million lawsuit against the Crowne Plaza Hotel, the security company, and the restaurant operator.
Okay.
She alleged negligence, lack of proper security, and failure to properly search and monitor unused areas like the freezer. Like, come on, you got missing people? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
The lawsuit also cited the non-functioning freezer alarm, broken security practices, and the fact that a party with underage drinking was allowed to go on in guest rooms. Like you said, they probably knew that that's what was happening.
Yeah.
To this day, Tereasa continues to fight for answers, holding annual tributes for Kenneka and keeping her name alive in national conversations around justice, race, and accountability. In December 2023, nearly 6 years after filing her $50 million lawsuit for wrongful death, Tereasa and her family reached a settlement with the hotel, its security firm, and the restaurant operator. The settlement was for $10 million, so not the 50.
Okay.
About 3.7 went to Tereasa, 1.5 million and 1.2 million were allocated to other family members. I don't know why.
Okay.
Maybe her siblings.
Yeah.
3.5 million paid for attorney fees. That's like fucking a quarter of your winnings. That's
$1
insane.
million?
He got their lawyer got just as much as the mom did.
That's fucking nuts.
Isn't that insane? $6,000 was earmarked for funeral expenses, and this arrangement, yeah, I guess. Dude, funerals are fucking expensive. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who knew?
Did they bury her? I have questions. Does that include everything?
Just in the backyard.
Shit. This agreement was made official in August 2023, but the terms were only disclosed publicly in December of 2023 when the case was scheduled for trial.
Wow.
A few closing thoughts.
Okay.
Although the hotel eventually released surveillance footage showing Kenneka wandering through the halls and into the kitchen area, there was no known footage of her accidentally entering the freezer, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
That missing moment only deepened the public's suspicion. In one Facebook Live video recorded by her friend Irene, some viewers claimed to hear disturbing background audio, including what sounded like muffled cries or a faint voice saying, "Help me." Others thought
terrifying.
I know, but also it's like online shit, so I haven't fact-checked any of this. This
Yeah.
is just me like coming across shit, right?
Yeah.
Others thought they saw strange reflections in Irene's sunglasses. And while none of these claims have been confirmed by the investigators, they circulated heavily online and fed into the sense of like something wasn't right. They're just scrutinizing every little piece of evidence.
Yeah.
More than the fucking police did.
Which is nice.
I know, right? The
Nice
Crown
to have someone do it anyway.
Shit.
You know?
The Crown Plaza Hotel, because it took so long for them to release the footage to Kenneka's family, the family felt like betrayed, you know, and felt like this was another example of how institutions just ignore communities that are already being dismissed and everything.
Yeah.
Her tragic death later sparked a disturbing TikTok trend called the Freezer Challenge, where some teens pretended to freeze themselves or reenact parts of Kenneka's story for views. What the fuck?
That's dumb.
This re-traumatized the family and forced her mother to speak out again, reminding people that this was something that happened to her daughter. Like, this was someone's daughter, and it wasn't a joke.
Yeah.
For many, the image of a young black woman dying alone in a cold industrial freezer became symbolic.
That's so sad.
I know. It represented more than just what happened that night. It echoed how black women are often overlooked, unheard, and left to suffer without answers or urgency.
Yeah.
Kenneka's case joined a long list of tragedies involving missing or murdered black women whose stories were ignored or underreported. Her mother's fight wasn't just for justice, it became a demand to be seen, to be heard, and to matter in a system that too often fails black families. As two basic white bitches reporting this, I'm infuriated.
Yeah, that's so fucked up. I wonder.
So fucked up.
Were the hotel staff, if they actually were able to get to the footage and everything, like, why would you say no? You know?
I don't know. And, you know, it's one of those cases where you don't really have that information. Like,
Uh-huh.
why didn't you? It's not clear.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not even clear how they lost Kenneka. It's like, you get differing stories.
Right.
The mom says they went back in
in.
the room, but there's also an account of them walking around and turning around and being like, where'd she go?
Man, that's fucked up.
It's so fucked up. I suspect.
What do you suspect?
Here's my theory.
Who's your suspect?
And you know I love a good conspiracy theory.
Uh-huh.
All right? Now, I think somebody was trying to roofie her or something.
Yeah.
And it worked. And her friends were like, we got to get her home.
Yeah,
and her
well,
friends,
she's messed up.
right. And I think her friends were too intoxicated to handle shit. And they handled it poorly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really poorly. Like,
Yeah.
if we could redo that. But hey, sometimes that happens.
It does. And sometimes you don't die.
And sometimes you make it out alive.
Sometimes you make it out alive, and then everyone involved goes, oops, we'll never do that again.
Yeah. And these friends didn't get that chance to say, oops, we'll never do that again. So this was a big lesson. So I think somebody was trying to roofie her, and then she just got disoriented. And I think her friends were also pretty intoxicated and just didn't catch her in time. And how she wandered in there, I don't know. Like, maybe this drug really did something to her that fucked you up. I'd have never taken whatever the name of that shit is.
Yeah, but also
So
if she
who
was at
knows?
a .112, that's pretty drunk. So then it's like she could have been looking for a bathroom or looking for whatever.
Or like if you're so about to yak.
Yeah.
Like, I have this theory, okay? Because I've watched a lot of people yak in my life, and I also have yacked a lot of times in my life. Like, once you get to the point of you're going to yak, you're blackout already. Like,
Yeah.
you can't even... When you're leaning over something like, I'm going to let it go, you might as well just lay down and fall asleep there. Because if you try to walk away, you're going to be all dizzy and disoriented and crashing into shit. So maybe that's what she was experiencing.
Right. I also have a terrible habit of being drunk and finding that I want to be lost. I would like to get lost. Like,
Oh,
I
God.
will turn left, right, and then stop myself and be like, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, don't know where my group is, and then have to, like, turn around
Oh,
actively.
it's like a little puzzle for you.
It is, but it's not a good puzzle. I do it on purpose. I know that I'm doing it. Like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go until I can't. And then, like, something clicks back in my brain, my sober brain. And they're like, you shouldn't do that.
How many times have you been lost and I had no idea? All the time, every time.
At least once that I recall. And being like, bad idea. I should go back.
go back.
But, like, a especially a closed kitchen, if I was drunk and no one was around and I was able to get into it, I'm going in.
I would do it with you. But then I'd be like, it's
See.
dark. I'm scared. I don't want to go in there alone.
I would go in.
You know
if
what,
I'm
though?
in a building, in a hotel, doesn't matter. I'll go in. I'll
I-
find a light. Maybe the lights turn on. I'd wave my arms around.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good try. You could try it. And then you just keep going. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, that's a really sad story.
That's
Either
a
that
fucked
or
up
her
story.
friends did some fucked up shit and left her there and are awful friends.
I kind of feel like the friends didn't intend to. They
Lose
didn't
her.
plan anything nefarious. In my opinion, I don't think the friends planned something nefarious. I think
Right.
something probably went wrong at the party.
Right.
And then they were like, we got to go.
Right.
And then they, like you said, were also drunk and over their heads. In over their heads.
I agree. I kind of think that's what happened too. As a former group of girls who hotel partied,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Who were 19, 20,
Yeah.
18 years
Yeah.
old and like
Doing shit you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I can't believe they fucking called her mom, though. Like, they must have been close. Do you know how much it would have taken for me to call your parents?
No, I wouldn't have called your parents until I found you.
Like, they would have had,
I would
yeah,
have talked to a hotel before I called your parents.
100%.
Yeah.
They would have been like, they would have had to report you missing. They would have to report us both missing. If I'm not finding you, no way. Like,
I'm not
what?
gonna tell your mom you're gone.
No, are you kidding? I'm
you
gone
imagine?
too. I'm gone looking for you.
Yeah.
When you find me, I'll be like, help me find her. I'm looking for her.
Thank God.
Why
Someone
didn't you
else to
call?
help.
I'm busy looking. Like, I don't have time right now. Gotta get this bitch home. I'm tired.
We gotta go.
That's so sad, though. How long does it take to die of hypothermia?
I don't know. I would imagine a couple hours.
How's long to die in the
How
snow?
long to die in the snow?
Oh my God, guys. Anyway, so that's the case of Kenneka Jenkins.
Well, thanks for that. That was awful.
You're welcome. If you guys want to check out pictures pertaining to this case, you should go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Our handle is @ISGD Podcast. If you want to email us, you can do that at isgdpodcast@gmail.com, or you can snail mail us at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
9. And we love you guys. You're awesome as always. And toodle noodle boodles.
Toodaloo.
Motherfucker.
Bye. It's hot.